Hello everybody and welcome to English Grammar Tips. I'm your teacher Felipe and today we're going to be taking a look at verb to be. So guys, verb to be is one of the most important verbs in the English language, okay? And some people are afraid of it, but I hope to show you today that it's not as complicated as you think, all right? So here I put some examples. I am an English teacher. She is an English teacher. They are English teachers. So here's a clear example of verb to be, okay? Verb to be usually indicates characteristics or conditions or locations, all right? So in English, most verbs don't change when you conjugate them. For example, I study, you study, they study, doesn't change much. However, verb to be is a big exception of that. And I usually don't tell my students to memorize things because that's not how it works in English. You can't memorize everything. It's a little bit impossible. But in order to understand better, you need to memorize the three forms of verb to be, which is am, is, and are. And in this table right here, right, you can see when you use am, is, or are. Okay, so this is the first thing you need to do. Memorize these three forms and when to use it. All right, let's take a look at other examples. Here we have you are watching this video. That's what you are doing. All right. My sister is at home. Now, my sister equals she. My sister, she. She is, my sister is. Okay? Also here, my students are very smart. Okay, so my students equals they are, my students are. So you need to think that sometimes we use a pronoun like I, you, he, she, it, etc. But sometimes you use a noun like my mother, my father, my teacher, okay, the car. You can use a pronoun or a noun. But what you need to know is the equivalence. For example, my sister, she. My students, they. Okay? Now, how do I put verb to be in the negative, in the interrogative? It's quite simple actually. So for example here, I am not at school. So when you put a negative with verb to be, you just put a not, okay? Also here, he is not my cousin. Now, you see that he is not can be contracted and isn't, becomes isn't. He isn't my cousin. It doesn't matter if you use he is not or he isn't, okay? Some people say, well, actually, when you put is not is a little bit more formal. However, it's not impolite to say he isn't, okay? It's actually more used. Also here, they are not American. Or contraction, they aren't American, right? Same thing. I'm sorry. Now let's go to interrogative. Interrogative, you invert. You invert the person, the subject of your sentence, and the verb to be. So, he is your father becomes, is he your father? Also here, are they working? So you just invert it. And you put the verb to be in the beginning and the person. If you have, for example, a noun instead of a pronoun, for example, my sister is at home, you invert the verb to be, is, and the noun, my sister. So, my sister is at home in interrogative becomes, is my sister at home? Hope you understand. Now, I put here some sentences. So, first thing, you need to complete the correct form of verb to be here. So, you put in the gaps. Also, after you do so, put in the negative and also interrogative, okay? So please pause this video and in the next slide we'll be correcting it together, okay? All right? Did you do it? Did you pause? Okay. Wasn't so hard, was it? Now let's go to the correction, all right? So, I am a French teacher. Negative, I am not a French teacher. And interrogative, am I a French teacher? Now, it's possible to make interrogative with am I, but remember that you are asking yourself, okay? Like you hit your head and you have amnesia and you forgot if you were a French teacher or not. Oh, sorry, not take notes. Let's go back to correction. Now, number 2, he is at the mall. he isn't at the mall. And interrogative, is he at the mall? Number 3, my mother is in the kitchen. My mother isn't in the kitchen. Is my mother in the kitchen? They are studying for the test. They aren't studying for the test. Are they studying for the test? The kids are playing soccer. The kids aren't playing soccer. Are the kids playing soccer? Okay, does it make sense? I hope you got everything correct. Now to our final slide where you need to take some notes, okay? So the first thing about verb to be, memorize the three different forms, am, is, are. Number 2, for negative you add not, and sometimes it can be contracted like isn't, aren't, not for am, okay? You don't have a contraction for am, amn't, okay? Am not, separate. For interrogative, invert the verb and the subject. Now remember that sometimes pronouns are not used and you use nouns instead. Like for example, she is my teacher, or she is American, or my teacher is American. You see, I'm talking about the same person here, but I can refer to her using she or using my teacher. All right? So guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you so much. Make it a great day. Bye.